Namaste. Welcome to the Advaita channel. Mujiji ki jai. Anantaji ki jai. Let's start with a meditation.
We're going to take the first moment or two of this meditation to simply do nothing. What could it mean to just sit down and do nothing? To not be concerned about how we're sitting, or the state of our mind, or the state of our feelings. To not be concerned with trying to change anything at all. So ask yourself, what is it to just sit down and do nothing? It's not the kind of question that you look for an answer. It's just the kind of question that you pose and then leave it alone. You leave it alone as if you never even asked it. And when you leave everything alone, when you stop trying to tinker with it, when you stop trying to make it any better, you may begin to notice that the only thing that ever thinks that you need to do anything other than leave it alone is your mind. There's nothing in the space in the room. There's nothing in the stars overhead. There's nothing in the trees or the air you breathe. There's nothing in the floor you sit on that says you should be trying to do anything more than just sit down right now. Outside of your mind, everything is content. It's just as it is. It knows no other way to be. Just allowing yourself, your being, to just receive what it feels like to be in a universe that at this moment is not asking anything of you. What's it like to have no demand placed upon you? No alternative motive. No goal being laid out in front of you.
Oh, I thought this was.
Now you may simply find yourself receiving this directionless invitation. You may find that at some moments, your mind, the narrative in your mind, will think that you need to do something other than just sit here. That your mind may have its narrative, its waking dream about what it means to sit here, whether you're good at it or not, whether it's going the way you want it to or not, whether it's of any use or not. But essentially, it's all just a waking dream. All the thoughts. And notice how no outside agency is even at all concerned about the thoughts, is trying to change them or suggest that they be otherwise. The truth of your being, even the universe all around, has no real relationship with the thoughts that arise. Nothing's against them any more than a bird is bothered by the sky that it flies in. And the same is true of a feeling, emotion. Notice how everything presents itself in a field of stillness. In a field of awareness. That field of stillness and awareness, notice it's not in opposition to anything that arises, whether it be a noise, sound, thought, feeling. At certain moments, you may notice how artful and intelligent the mind is in getting your attention. All thought craves to be believed. And even that is perfectly okay. So by accepting everything, nothing constrains you.
This chapter is called "The Supreme is Beyond All." Questioner: you say reality is one. Oneness, unity is the attribute of the person. Is then reality a person with the universe as its body? Maharaj: whatever you may say will be both true and false. Words do not reach beyond the mind. Questioner: I am just trying to understand. You are telling us of the person, the self, and the supreme, the light of pure awareness, focused as I am in the self, as consciousness illuminates the mind, and as life vitalizes the body. All this is fine as far as words go, but when it comes to distinguishing in myself the person from the self and the self from the supreme, I get mixed up. Maharaj: the person is never the subject. You can see a person, but you are not the person. You are always the supreme, which appears at a given point of time and space as the witness, a bridge between the pure awareness of the supreme and the manifold consciousness of the person. Questioner: when I look at myself, I find I am several persons fighting amongst themselves for the use of the body. Maharaj: they correspond to the various tendencies of the mind. Questioner: can I make peace between them? Maharaj: how can you? They are so contradictory. See them as they are, mere habits of thoughts and feelings, bundles of memories and urges. Questioner: yet they all say I am. Maharaj: it is only because you identify yourself with them. Once you realize that whatever appears before you cannot be yourself and cannot say I am, you are free of all your persons and their demands. The sense I am is your own. You cannot part with it, but you can impart it to anything, as in saying, I am young, I am rich, and so on. But such self-identifications are patently false and are the cause of bondage. Questioner: I can now understand that I am not the person, but that which, when reflected in the person, gives it a sense of being. Now, what about the Supreme? In what way do I know myself as the Supreme? Maharaj: The source of consciousness cannot be an object in consciousness. To know the source is to be the source. When you realize that you are not the person, but the pure and calm witness, and that fearless awareness is your very being, you are the being. It is the source, the inexhaustible possibility. Questioner: are there many sources or one for all? Maharaj: it depends on how you look at it. In other words, from which end? The objects in the world are many, but the eye that sees them is one. The higher always appears as one to the lower, and the lower as many to the higher. Questioner: shapes and names are all of one and the same God? Maharaj: again, it all depends on how you look at it. On the verbal level, everything is relative. Absolute should be experienced, not discussed. Questioner: how is the Absolute experienced? It is not an object, Maharaj. It is not an object to be recognized and stored up in memory. Rather, it is in the present and in feeling. It has more to do with the how than with what. It is in the quality, in the value. Being the source of everything, it is in everything. Questioner: if it is the source, why and how does it manifest itself? Maharaj: it gives birth to consciousness. All else is in consciousness. Questioner: why are there so many centers of consciousness? Maharaj: the objective universe is in constant movement, projecting and dissolving innumerable forms. Whenever a form is infused with life, consciousness appears by reflection of awareness in matter. Questioner: how is the Supreme affected? Maharaj: what can affect it and how? The source is not affected by the vagaries of the river, nor is the metal by the shape of the jewelry. Is the light affected by the picture on the screen? The Supreme makes everything possible. That is all. Questioner: how is it that some things do happen and some do not? Maharaj: seeking out causes is a pastime of the mind. There is no duality of cause and effect. Everything is its own cause. Questioner: no purposeful action is then possible? Maharaj: all I say is that consciousness contains all. In consciousness, all is possible. You can have causes if you want them in your world. Another may be content with a single cause, God's will. The root cause is one, the sense I am. Questioner: what is the link between the self and the Supreme? Maharaj: From the self's point of view, the world is the known, the supreme, and the unknown. The unknown gives birth to the known, yet remains unknown. The known is infinite, but the unknown is an infinite of infinities. Just like a ray of light is never seen unless intercepted by the specks of dust, so does the Supreme make everything known, while remaining unknown itself. I'll read that again. From the self's point of view, the world is the known, the Supreme, the unknown. The unknown gives birth to the known, yet remains unknown. The known is infinite, but the unknown is the infinitude of infinities. Just like a ray of light is never seen unless intercepted by the specks of dust, so does the Supreme make everything known, while remaining unknown itself. Questioner: does it mean that the unknown is inaccessible? Maharaj: oh no. The Supreme is the easiest to reach, for it is your very being. It is enough to stop thinking and desiring anything but the Supreme. Maharaj: then you are as good as dead, or you are the Supreme? Excuse me. Questioner: and if I desire nothing, not even the Supreme? Maharaj: then you are as good as dead, or you are the Supreme. Questioner: the world is full of desires. Everybody wants something or other. Who is the desirer, the person or the self? Maharaj: the self. All desires, holy and unholy, come from the self. They all hang on the sense I am. Questioner: I can understand holy desires emanating from the self. It may be the expression of the bliss aspect of Satchitananda, of the self. But why unholy desires? Maharaj: all desires aim at happiness. Their shape and quality depend on the psyche. Where inertia predominates, we find perversions. With energy, passions arise. With lucidity, the motive behind the desire is goodwill, compassion, the urge to make happy rather than be happy. The Supreme is beyond all, yet because of its infinite permeability, all cogent desires can be fulfilled. Questioner: which desires are cogent? Maharaj: desires that destroy their subjects or objects or do not subside on satisfaction are self-contradictory and cannot be fulfilled. Only desires motivated by love, goodwill, and compassion are beneficial to both the subject and object and can be fully satisfied. Questioner: all desires are painful, the holy as well as the unholy. Maharaj: they are not the same, and pain is not the same. Passion is painful, compassion never. The entire universe strives to fulfill a desire born of compassion. Questioner, does the Supreme know itself? Is the impersonal conscious? Maharaj, the source of all has all. And as a seed is the last of innumerable seeds and contains the experience and the promise of numberless forests, so does the unknown contain all that was or could have been and all that shall or would be. The entire field of becoming is open and accessible. Past and future coexist in the eternal now. Questioner, are you living in the supreme unknown? Maharaj, where else? Questioner, what makes you say so? Maharaj, no desire ever arises in my mind. Questioner, are you then unconscious? Maharaj, of course not. I am fully conscious. But since no desire or fear enters my mind, there is perfect silence. Questioner, who knows the silence? Maharaj, silence knows itself. It is the silence of the silent mind when passions and desires are silenced. Questioner, do you experience desires occasionally? Maharaj, desires are just waves in the mind. You know a wave when you see one. The desire is just one thing among many. I feel no urge to satisfy it. No action needs to be taken on it. Freedom from desire means this: the compulsion to satisfy is absent. Questioner, why do desires arise at all? Maharaj, because you imagine that you were born and that you will die if you do not take care of your body. Desire for embodied existence is the root cause of trouble. Questioner, yet so many jivas get into bodies. Surely it cannot be some error of judgment. There must be a purpose. What could it be? Maharaj, to know itself, the self must be faced with its opposite, the non-self. Desire leads to experience. Experience leads to discrimination, detachment, self-knowledge, and liberation. And what is liberation after all? To know that you are beyond birth and death. By forgetting who you are and imagining yourself a moral creature, you create so much trouble for yourself that you have to wake up as from a bad dream. Inquiry also wakes you up. You need not wait for suffering. Inquiry into happiness is better, for the mind is in harmony and at peace. Questioner, who exactly is the ultimate experiencer, the self or the unknown? Maharaj, the self, of course. Questioner. Then why introduce the notion of the supreme unknown? Maharaj. To explain the self. Questioner. But is there anything beyond the self? Maharaj. Outside the self there is nothing. All is one. All is contained in I am. In the waking and dreaming states, it is the person. In deep sleep and turiya, it is the self. Beyond the alert and intentness of turiya lies the great silent peace of the Supreme. But in fact, all is one in essence and related in appearance. In ignorance, the seer becomes the seen, and in wisdom, he is the seeing. I'll read that again. Outside the self, there is nothing. All is one, and all is contained in I am. In the waking and dreaming state, it is the person. In deep sleep and turiya, it is the self. Beyond the alert intentness of turiya lies the great silent peace of the Supreme. But in fact, all is one in essence and related in appearance. In ignorance, the seer becomes the seen, and in wisdom, he is the seeing. But why be concerned with the Supreme? Know the knowers, and all will be known. I don't know if you can see this. There's a bunch of pictures of Nisargadatta. It says the many moods of Maharaj. Play a bhajan.
Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya Jaya Bhagavan Shrimurti Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya Jaya Bhagavan Om Namo Shivaya Gurudev Namo Om Namo Shivaya Gurudev Namo Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya Jaya Bhagavan Shrimurti Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya Jaya Bhagavan Om Namo Shivaya Gurudev Namo Om Namo Shivaya Gurudev Namo Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya Jaya Bhagavan Om Shrimurti Shivaya. Gurudev Namo. Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya. Jaya Bhagavan Shivji. Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya. Jaya Bhagavan Om Namo Shivaya. Gurudev Namo. 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 Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya. Jaya Bhagavan Shri Muji Ji. Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya. Jaya Bhagavan Om Namo Shivaya. Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Shivaya. Gurudev Namo. Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya. Jaya Bhagavan Shri Muji Ji. Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya. Jaya Bhagavan Om Namo Shivaya. Gurudev Namo. 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 Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya. Jaya Bhagavan Shri Muji Ji. Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya. Jaya Bhagavan Om Namo Shivaya. Gurudev Namo. 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 Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya. Jaya Bhagavan Shri Muji Ji. Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya. Jaya Bhagavan Om Namo Shivaya. Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Shivaya. Gurudev Namo. Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya. Jaya Bhagavan Shri Muji Ji. Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya. Jaya Bhagavan Om Namo Shivaya. Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Shivaya. Gurudev Namo. Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya. Jaya Bhagavan. Om Namo Shivaya. Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Shivaya. Gurudev Namo. Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya. Jaya Bhagavan Shri Murti Ji. Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya. Jaya Bhagavan. Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya. Jaya Bhagavan Shri Murti Ji. Jaya Bhagavan Shivaya. Jaya Bhagavan. Om Namo Shivaya. Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Shivaya. Gurudev Namo. Om Shri Satguru Moji Ji ki Jai.
Om Shri Sadguru Ramana ki.
Jai.
Papa Ji ki.
Jai.
Buddha ki.
Jai.
Christ ki.
Jai.